to do than motorbike people either. Motorbike people. Goodbye, goodbye. Bye. So when we get to the train station, we also have to buy tickets. Tickets. Whoop. We're off to London to do a talk. Lovely, thank you very much.
You are a million times, you're just so scary. Nobody wants to fight. You better run, you better run.
I'd like to talk, I think I want to talk a bit today, a little bit about the rule breaking thing. It's my new thing that I'm excited about. Yeah. So that should be a bit different, because it's along the theme that we've been talking about a little bit before, but also people like Paul won't have seen as much of that stuff. So I'll still talk a little bit about the usual bits and bobs, but...
Is it, and there's going to be a question and answer?
I think so, yeah.
So what's your name, sorry?
Damian.
Damian.
Or Daymo.
Okay. And you, sorry, what?
So my background is in music education. So I have a management company, but I used to own a music university. And now I basically sold the music university, and now I invest in other music education, music industry companies. But about a year ago, I started a kind of social media sort of drive where I realized that social media wasn't just a thing anymore. It was how you build a brand.
Yeah.
Whereas before that, I'd always just advertised in print. And all of a sudden I was like, wow, that's just not as effective nowadays as actually drilling down into social media.
If we can take the lessons learned from people who haven't had that support and then find the right people, actually we can accelerate the model. And that's essentially what you want to do, because the default rate for businesses is so high, lots of people get really disillusioned. And actually, it doesn't mean they're bad or their idea was rubbish, it just might be the wrong circumstance. Or they just have the right knowledge.
Or the right help. The support side of it, which is what you're doing, is so massive.
And that's the bit that no one knows.
No, because you spend, with the first however long of a business, you know, even now with all businesses, you're still in a position where when people ask you questions, you're thinking, I don't know, I make this stuff up as I go along. It's just that I'm quite good at actually the decision making in general. Yeah. But at the beginning, you just don't have those people who you can just ring up and just say, how does this work, by the way?
Yeah.
So,
and you have no clue yourself.
Yeah.
I think a lot of...
It's so important, so important.
Yeah.
We're getting there, we're getting there.
I'm obsessed with all these tiny little rules that aren't there anymore. Oh, we have to have a meeting. Okay, I've got 12 o'clock, I've got 1 o'clock, I've got 2 o'clock, I've got 3 o'clock. Why can't it be 18 minutes past 3 until 32 minutes past 4? Because we have technology nowadays, and the technology will tell us what to do, and we are still living by the hour instead of living by the minute. You know, there's so many things. The idea of when you go to work, well, I have to work from my desk. Well, you did when you had a desktop and you had a phone which was corded. Well, now we have a mobile phone which does everything in the entire world. I can literally work now whilst talking to you. So, but what do? No, I just go and sit at my desk in my office. Like, the rules that we have all kind of been brought up with, they're not there to be broken anymore. They're just literally gone. They literally aren't there anymore. And social media is a massive part of that because of the technology that we have, and also because society now lives its life via that sort of social media aspect. So I think, as you can see, I have Al over here on video and Sarah at the back. So now what I do is, my job, as it were, as I want to, my aspiration, we were talking about sort of the future, my aspiration is I want to be the #1 music educator in the world. That's what I want. I want people to go, ooh, music industry guy. You know, social media as well, but I want to be the music industry guy that everybody knows. So in order to do that, I have to tell my story. And we're now living in a time where you don't have to conform. As long as the audience says they will follow what you do, as long as it works, and they'll say, I'll buy into your journey, I'll buy into your music, I'll buy into your business, then you don't need to have this idea of advertising to 1 million people. You can advertise to 50 people. And I personally think that Facebook is the best advertising in the world, and we were talking about this. But the reason is that people don't use it as much is because it does take time to learn. But it's the most direct advertising tool that you can possibly get. But you've got so many different ways that you can actually get involved and just build your audience. And even if you build your audience on Snapchat or Twitter or Instagram, you just need that audience on one platform and you will absolutely win. So that's what I would like to do. But thank you very much for having me. It's a big pleasure. That was awesome. I absolutely loved that. So hooked up with Tim Campbell, MBE now, don't you know? Tim's just the most inspirational guy, and he set up Bright Ideas Trust. And Bright Ideas Trust is a charity, a trust to help young entrepreneurs actually get into business. And he's been working hard at it. It's 10 years of doing it, and I hooked up with him a few years back. So very kind of him to ask me to come and do a talk. And I felt it went okay. So that's the good news. So we're in London, we're off back to Brighton, and keep you posted.